Growing up, I don't remember my parents living together. I came to Kansas City to live with my dad for some, and I lived with my mom for some. I was sexually abused as a little girl. So as a teenager, I was very promiscuous. I started smoking and drinking. So I abused alcohol, and I ended up pregnant. And back then, they didn't have a sonogram. You know, they just said, just tissue. So I went and had an abortion. For years and years and years, I prayed and asked God to put someone in my life, someone in my path, because my shame and my guilt was so bad for so long. And a gal comes up and asks me, she goes, "Can I ask you a personal question?" I said, "Sure." And she goes, "Have you had an abortion?" I said yes, and she said there was this ministry called If Not for Grace. So the new class started in January. I went to the class. I went to the reconciliation weekend in 2013, and it changed my life. It's amazing the power I feel because I am God's child, and I'm so grateful for If Not for Grace, because I don't know where I would be. I just feel really free.
We were teenagers, like 17, 18, 19. And when I came home from school and we're together, and of course we're still just, having sex and not really paying attention to what we're doing and being irresponsible, and we get pregnant. And when we got pregnant, we made the choice at that moment in time to not keep the pregnancy. And then years later, then we wasn't married. Then when we got married, God brought it back up, right? So we wanted to start a family and have more kids and do all these things. And we got pregnant and we lost the first pregnancy.
I was actually looking on a church website, and I just stumbled across their sponsorships, and I saw If Not for Grace on there. I think that everything that I went through from the recovery groups, which helped me to dump. It helped me to say things that I had never spoken out loud to anyone. It helped me release so many feelings and emotions that I didn't even know that I was feeling. And then the recovery weekend, which I did not expect the amount of freedom that came with the recovery weekend.
If Not for Grace made us grow in our marriage, and seeing you come home from the recovery weekend, seeing what it did to you, it just made me say, I want to be a part of that piece of her. I want to help repair that piece of her. I want to be engaged with that piece of her. I want to grow with her in these things, in the pains, in those things. It gave us an opportunity to view and look at the reality of what we're carrying and become safe places for each other.
If Not for Grace has been life-changing for me. I believe that it restored a piece of hope that I was missing, and I think that it has just allowed me to receive another level of freedom that I did not know was available to me through Jesus Christ.
I think the word freedom is what just has freed us to look at it and not be ashamed anymore, and to walk in God's grace and freedom and know that we are still loved by Him.
In Isaiah 61, 1-3, which is the verse that really mandates what we do at If Not for Grace, it says that we are to be near to the brokenhearted. We are to help bind up their wounds and heal them, and to create a space for the Lord to create beauty from ashes. My favorite part of that verse is the end that says they will be planted by streams of living water and will become oaks of righteousness. One of the things that keeps me engaged in this ministry is my passion to give honor to the women who have done the hard work, that have done the work to bring healing and understanding and wholeness to their lives. I have a huge passion to give honor and dignity to the lives of these children that were lost through these decisions. And I am incredibly fired up to share with the world that abortion is not an easy decision. I just want to shout from the rooftops that Yes, it is a hard decision, but yes, there is love and understanding and hope and forgiveness on the other side. There is a place for you to heal and to be redeemed and for God to do something with that story.